Hello, this is Chad Stoll at Maverick Blinds. Today we're going to go over our new Nex-Level floor system and lift kit to put your Maverick blinds on it. All the hardware is in this box, and the lumber's over there. We've already pre-cut it to put our floor in our lift kit for our Maverick blind. What we've done right now is taken all the parts to the floor system and laid them out. And what you're going to have is a blank, and then always one with a bracket. It'll be every other one, and this bracket will go over to the next one. So you'll have a blank again, and then another piece with a bracket going straight across, and that's how you lay out your frame around the outside. On the inside, what you're going to do is make an H. You'll have two pieces that'll have brackets. They'll go together, and they'll lay inside those grooves. You'll have two blanks with no framing. These will go together and lay inside here, making sure your holes line up here. Same thing on this side. You'll have the two pieces with the brackets that go together will lay inside the framing, and the two blanks will go together here and slide in there. So we'll start assembling this whole frame and put it together. We've got our whole frame together, and one of the tools you may need is like a screwdriver or something to help line up the holes as you're starting to get things put together. You just kind of stick it in one of the holes and try to line it up so the bolt will slide through there easier. So you may have to, as you're putting your whole frame together, there might be a place or two where you want a screwdriver to help pry and get the holes lined up into position like we've done here, which then will help slide the bolt through. You're going to be laying your plywood onto the frame. What we've done is we laid the 4x4 sheet of plywood down, and we flipped the whole floor frame over. And what you want to do, because it's designed for a full sheet of 4x8 plywood, is right at the mid frame of this frame is where your end of your plywood would go on both sides. That's all you have to do is bring this frame to the end, use any type of marking or a Sharpie and mark it off where you want to cut it on this side and then on the back side. And you can do this out in the field, or you can do it before you go out to the field, so everything is pre-cut. So now you have your marks where you want to cut this plywood off for your main part of your frame. Once you got your main piece of plywood down, now you're doing your corners, and you lay your piece of plywood down again, but you're going to be doing both sides. We have it laid down right at the center again. Take your Sharpie, go around the wood. That's going to be your cutout now on this side. Take your excess piece of wood that you have left over the plywood, bring it over here and mark it off too, and that'll be your two sides of your floor system. To put the wood onto the platform, you can do everything and pre-cut it at your house, so it's not bringing two sheets of plywood. We have two pieces of plywood laying down here, and all you really need to do to be able to cut this out to fit is just measure 41.5 inches from the end to here and make a mark, and then go from plywood to from this side of the plywood at 24 inches, because that's obviously a 4-foot piece of plywood, and make an X right here. And what that X will do is we're going to draw out our full layout of the floor. And what you use is nice little handy dandy string and two washers. So what you want to do is drill right where the X is, this washer, and that's all you have to do is pull this string out, and trace your marker to make the floor. All the way around, and we go all the way around here to this side. Then you bring this extra piece of plywood, lay it over here, and go from this center and draw that out, and then you're able to pre-cut your main part of your floor and your two sides to lay on that platform. What we've done is we pre-cut our wood. These are the two side pieces, and this is the main piece that goes across the middle. So we pre-cut it before we came out here to mount it to our floor, which is a nice way of doing it, because it's obviously a lot less room and space than having two big pieces of plywood bringing out here. One of the things we recommend before putting your wood down on the platform is getting a tube of liquid nail. It's around $3-4 a tube. That's all you do is run this down all the way around all your framing pieces, and then lay your wood on there. It'll eliminate a lot of squeaks you have in your platform. We've got our wood laid down on the full frame, but before you lay the middle piece down, you're going to want to mark where that support goes across. We've marked it right here so we know right where to drill in and put our self-tapping screws. So what we'll do is we'll start here in front on the outside. You want to drill through the wood before you put your self-tapping screw in. And what you want to do is go all the way around, pre-drill all your holes where you're going to put the self-tapping screws before you put your screws in. When you're running these self-tapping screws in, we've already drilled the pilot hole here through the wood. Let the screw work, and don't force it through that steel. It'll eventually get through and then go down. Don't try to force that thing through that steel. And what we're going to be doing is putting 4 on each of these pieces. There'll be 4 going across this middle main frame, 4 on this side, 4 on the back side, and 4 on the outside of the self-tapping screws. And then across your main frames, there'll be 3 going across here, 3 going across there, and then at where your seam is here in the middle, there'll be 2 sets, 1 on each of these pieces, and there'll be 3 sets of each. So you have 6 on this side and 6 on that side. If you're just looking for a floor, and we've got everything completed here, we got the floor foot pads. And what they are is just a pad, and this hole is always going out, so you're able to stake this down. There's a hole here and a hole on the nipple of the frame, so you just basically slide your foot feet in there. You go run a bolt through here to connect this whole piece, and then just pound your stake in if you want it staked down to the ground. We'll install all 4 because there's 4 of them that go around here for your foot feet. Now that we have our blind on top of the floor system, to secure it to the floor system, we have that 2-inch flange that runs around the bottom. Just a deck screw and a washer. You just go around the outside here, probably 4 or 5 on each side, and screw it down into your wood to secure it to the floor. We're showing you the whole floor system if you just want to get it off the ground and put a floor in your Maverick blind. What we're going to show next is our Nex-Level mounts that attach to this floor. The same place where you put the foot pads, our Nex-Level mount slide in there. You always want the cutout piece facing inward because that'll give you the 90-degree angle going out. And the holes will line up, and you just slide your bolt through, and you'll bolt this one down. We've already got the other 3 on, and then we'll slide our 4x4s in here to lift it off the ground. We're going to add our 4x4 post. You can really go as high as you'd like. We've got ours cut to 5 feet. That's all you got to do. You see we have the other legs in there. That's all you have to do. Slide this 4x4 post in. The holes here are ready for your leg bolts, and we'll leg bolt this in and put our cross members in. We've got all our cross members on our system here, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this and put our Maverick blind on top of it.
Watch your deck there.
Now we've got this completed. We've got the Maverick 6-shooter on top of our platform. Last thing we're going to do is secure it down to the platform just like we do on the floor system. We'll do it with our Nex-Level lift system. We'll just take some deck screws and washers and go around and screw this down to the deck.